Yeah, I mean, I definitely, have certain times when it's less enjoyable and it gets grueling and you push yourself through and you grind out those few extra reps. But
Right.
there is a certain satisfaction in that also, which is a little bit different than the straight up play vibe. But there's some moves like handstands and a lot of the hand balancing stuff, which I'm getting more and more into lately. It's one of those things where you don't even realize how good of a workout you're getting because you
Yeah.
focus so much on the skill and wanting to get the hold and hold it for longer and get your alignment better that after 45 minutes of doing that, you're sweating, your muscles are beat, and you're like, man, I got a really good workout here. So it's kind of nice when the workout itself can be almost like a side effect of the skill element to it.
Right.
But
Right.
there are definitely moments where you have to push yourself through discomfort, and that's just, I mean, that's part of life, and it's part
Yeah.
of being successful in anything.
That's why I think workouts is so good. It teaches people that kind of life skill of
Yeah,
just, hey, when it gets tough, then just work a little harder. That's fine, right?
absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it's like I mean, you know this from being a blogger. Like when you decide I want to start a blog, you're like, oh, this is going to be great. I'm going to do this blog. I want to put my pictures up, and then you start doing it. It's like it's a lot of work, and you've got to edit these things and go back and cut and paste links and try to get the photos to line up right. And there comes a point in time, right, where it stops being fun and it really starts being a job. And I think so many people, start things and can't finish them because when they get to that point where it starts turning into work, they're like, I don't want to do this anymore. So, once you've committed to it, I'm the type of person that's like, well, I'm gonna go all the way if I'm gonna start.
Yeah, yeah, I couldn't agree more with that, Al. It sounds like you got a lot of thoughts about mindset. So I'd love to kind of dig into that, just to kind of finish out our call and get an idea of kind of what you do to help people craft a mindset that allows them to keep pushing themselves forward.
Well, like I said, I'm just really big on trying to cultivate, this being in the present moment and doing what you can do today and doing the best you can with each step along the way. You don't achieve greatness by pursuing greatness. You
Right.
achieve greatness by doing each little step, boring as it may be, doing it with care and doing it with attention. And those little steps, they add up like, building a house brick by brick. You don't build the whole house in one shot, right?
Sure, sure. Yeah, so taking things step by step sounds like you take that progressive movement mindset into play. So instead of worrying about your 2 hour workout, you just worry about what you can do the next few minutes, right?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, it's especially when you're doing, I've done in addition to the calisthenics, I've done a lot of endurance work also. I've done triathlon, I've done marathon, and that sort of stuff, and that those things really help you get in that mindset too. Because when you're doing something like a marathon and you're 5 miles in, it's really depressing if you have a thought like, oh man, I got to do 21.2 more miles of this. So you just kind of take it step by step, footfall by football, mile by mile, and you get closer and closer. Not by you can't run the whole marathon in one mad dash. You have to really pace it out and be patient. And I think doing a marathon is one of those things that everybody should do because it just
Really.
mentally teaches you so much about yourself, and it's just you out there, and it's a beautiful thing. And that same mindset, you can get a glimpse of that through body weight strength training too. But something about doing the marathon, it might not, whether it's the healthiest thing for your body in terms of fitness. I know
Right.
that's a whole other conversation.
Sure.
And there's some people who think, long distance running is, dangerous for you or whatever. But I think everyone should do at least one, just for the
Go out
learning
there and do it,
experience,
huh?
the mental, emotional, just the madness of it. It's a
And
beautiful thing.
it's definitely Matt. So give us an idea real quick before you take off today. Al, what does your training look like right now? Like how often are you training? How many hours are you training? What skills are you currently working on? What are you playing with?
Well, I've been doing a lot of hand balancing work, the handstands and the
Sure.
elbow levers and one arm elbow levers and messing around with one-handed handstands a bit. And continuing to work on the bar stuff. The one arm chin up is always an elusive and difficult skill. So it's like some days you can it comes easier, and other days it comes harder. So that's always going to be something that I continue to wrestle with. And human flag is one of the moves that I'm kind of become known for. So I have to make sure that I keep that sharp so I can bust it out when I have to.
Right.
And I like I said, I do some running, I do some swimming, and I work my legs doing pistol squats and it's very open-ended. I train pretty much every day,
Hmm.
but it's not so structured like today's my chest day, and the next day is my back day, and then my shoulder day, and then my
Right.
leg day, and then my cardio day. I just kind of do whatever I feel like doing on that day, and I feel like there's so many things I could potentially work on any given day that it's almost like I have to pick and say, okay, today I'm just going to try to work on these 3 or 4 things. Otherwise, you're going to be all over the place.
Yeah, absolutely. So you just go out there once a day and just train for like an hour or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. I mean, it might. It's just so hard to give you finite answers to these questions because so fast, like, all right, I'm going to do 50 pistol squats and 50 pull-ups. I'm going to try to just bust them all out in 15 minutes, like as a circuit or whatever. And that can be a great workout. And then other days I'll go to the park if it's a nice day and I've got the whole afternoon free. I'll hang out there for 2 hours, take my time, take longer breaks, wind up having side conversations with other people, and spread out. Maybe obviously it's more volume if I'm there that long, but spread out what could have been done in 45 minutes to 2 hours, just for fun, just because it's nice to take your time and stop and smell the roses, as it were.
That's
But
fantastic. Can
I
you?
do train pretty much every single day, and it kind of is like I said, like I just listen to my body, like, okay, where am I sore today? All right, if I did a lot of handstand work yesterday, maybe my shoulders are pretty sore. Maybe I'll work my bridging that day or my squats or something. And if I wake up and it's just kind of listening to, so it winds up being an informal split routine, kind of.
Right.
Because like I said, if I am sore one day from doing something, I do something else. But some days I'll work the same skill 2 days in a row, and then the third day I need to work on something else. So it's such an unstructured thing. And for me, as someone who came from the very structured world of like the old school, strength training, three
Right.
sets of 10, do these exercises, this split, this is your Monday workout, this is your Wednesday workout. It's a lot more mentally freeing for me to not feel confined to a template.
Absolutely. Yeah,
And
that's
not
great.
everyone can do that. A lot of people they need to know exactly what they're going to do in order
Sure.
to have the accountability to do it.
That's cool. Right on,
So
Al. Well,
I
how
don't
about
I
you
don't
just
necessarily want everyone to try to mimic what I'm doing. Sometimes that's the danger of questions like that is people are like, oh, well, he's really good and that's what he does, so I'm going to do that too. But the way I train my clients is definitely a little bit more structured and regimented.
awesome. Well, how about just one more tip? How about like what helped you succeed the most in your career, in your fitness, in your life over the years? What could people take away right now that has helped you succeed the most? Loaded question.
The same thing has helped me succeed in all of those, and that's persistence and dedication and punctuality.
There you
So
go.
whatever it is, whether it be fitness or wanting to be a trainer or anything else, you keep at it even when it's hard. You keep at it even when you don't feel like doing it. You keep at it even when it feels like you're never going to get anywhere. And if you keep at it long enough, eventually people take notice.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Well, Al, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you being on the Garage Warrior podcast, my man.
It's been a pleasure.